Hello and welcome. This is the fifth video from grammar series. In today's video, I have a very important and interesting topic for all grammar lovers and learners, which is subject. I've seen students defining subject as doer of an action. It's not incorrect, but in fact incomplete definition of subject, because subject is not always the doer of an action. As in this example, I'm at home. There's no action, but there's a subject, which is I. This example shows that subject does not always perform an action. In order to understand subject, you need to know what action is. Action simply means to do something. For example, I'm teaching English, it's an action. Somebody's playing cricket, it's an action. If you have learned the same definition of subject and want to know how to define it correctly, stay tuned to the video. Subject can be defined correctly with respect to its semantic features, morphological and semantic features. These three terms are probably new for many of you. Before I move on, let me define them first. Semantic is a branch of linguistics which deals with the study of meaning. Syntax is another branch of linguistics which is concerned with the formation and structure of sentences, how words are grouped to form phrases, clauses and sentences. And morphology is another branch of linguistics which deals with the internal structures of words. Now I'll define these three features of subject one by one. Let's start with semantic features. Subject can be an agent. Agent means the doer of an action. For example, Ali closed the door. In this example, there's an action closing and it is done by the subject Ali. Subject can also be an experiencer, which means subject does not perform an action, rather it experiences something. For example, I've headache. In this example, there is a subject I which does not perform an action, rather it experiences something. Subject can also be affected, which means it does not perform an action, rather it is affected by the action. For example, she died. Now she is the subject and it is affected by. Subject can also be locative, which means that it can refer to place. For example, this room is bigger. In this example, this room is the subject and it of course refers to place. Subject can also be temporal, which means it refers to time. For example, Sunday is off. In this example, Sunday is the subject and it refers to time. Subject can also be instrumental. For example, the key opened the door. In this example, the key is the subject. Now the question is, do all subjects have semantic features? The answer is no. No, all subjects have semantic features. For example, it is raining and there are 5 students in class. Now in the first example, it is the subject and it does not have any semantic role. It does not have any semantic feature. In the second example, there are 5 students. Now there are 2 subjects in this sentence. First one is there and second one is 5 students. Now there in the second example and it in the first example do not give any meaning. We call them expletive or pleonastic subjects. In other words, the meaningless subjects are called pleonastic or expletive subjects. Now in this sentence there are 2 subjects. There is a pleonastic or expletive subject and 5 students is the main subject. Syntactic features. Syntactic feature means placement or position of subject in a sentence. Subject usually comes before predicate. For example, Tom washed the dog. Wash the dog is predicate and subject. Tom is the subject which comes before predicate. Subject can also be placed after operator in questions. For example, have they come, have is the operator and they is the subject. Remember, subject can also come after predicate in some styles of sentences. For example, here comes my friend, here comes is predicate and my friend is subject. Morphological feature means subject verb agreement. For example, he likes you. Likes is the verb which agrees with the third person pronoun. In the later part of the same video, I'll be explaining different types of sentences and constituents which can be used as subject.